यातैषु शिवतमा शिवं बभूव ते धनुः शिवा शरव्यायातवतया नो रुद्रमृडया याते रुद्र शिवा तनुरघोरा पापकाशिनी तया नस्तनुभाषन्तमया गिरिशन्ताभिचाकशीः यामि शृङ्गिरिशन्तहस्ते बिभर्ष्यस्तवे शिवाङ्गिरित्रतां कुरु माहि पुंसीः पुरुषं जगत् शिवेन वचसा त्वा गिरिशाच्चावधामसि यथा नः सर्वमिज्जगदयक्ष्मगुं सुमना असत् अध्यवोचतधिभक्ता प्रथमो दैव्योऽभिषक् अहीगश्च सर्वान् जम्बयन् सर्वाश्च यातु धान्यः असौ यस्ताम्रो अरुण उदबभ्रुः सुमङ्गलः ये क्षेमागुं रुद्रा अभितो दिक्षु श्रुता सहस्रशो वैशागुं हेडयीमहे असौ यो वसर्पति नीलग्रीवो विलोहितः उतैनं गोपा अदृशन्नदृशन्नुद आर्यः उतैनं विश्वा भूतानि सदृष्टो मृडयादिनः नमो अस्तु नीलग्रीवाय सहस्राक्षाय मीडुषे अतो ये अस्य सत्त्वानो हन्देभ्यो करन्नमः प्रमुञ्चदन्वनस्वमुभयोराग्नियोर्ज्यां याश्च ते हस्त इषवः पराता भगवो वप अवदत्यदनुस्वगुं सहस्राशशतेषु ते निशीर्य शल्यानामुका शिवो नः सुमना भव विज्यन्दनुःखभर्तिनो विशल्यो बाणवागुम् उत अनेशन्नस्येषव आभुरस्य निषङ्गतिः याते हेतिर्मीदुष्टमहस्ते बभूव ते धनुः तयास्मान् विश्वतस्त्वमयक्ष्मया परिद्भुज नमस्ते अस्मायुधाय नादताय धृष्णवे उभाभ्यामुत ते नमो बाहुभ्यान्तवतन्वने परिते तन्वनो हेतिरस्मान् वृणक्तु विश्वतः अतो य इषुदिस्तवारे अस्मन्निदेहितम् नमस्ते अस्तु भगवन् विश्वेश्वराय महादेवाय त्रयम्बकाय त्रिपुरान्धकाय त्रिकाग्निकालाय कालाग्निरुद्राय नीलकण्ठाय मृत्युञ्जयाय सर्वेश्वराय सदाशिवाय श्रीमन्महादेवाय नमः। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। तच्चयोरावृणीमहे गातुं यज्ञाय गातुं यज्ञपतये दैवी स्वस्तिरस्तु नः स्वस्तिर्मानुषेभ्यः ऊर्ध्वं जिगातु भेषजं शन्नो अस्तु द्विपदे शं चतुष्पदे ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः सहस्रशीर्षा पुरुषः सहस्राक्षः सहस्रपाद स भूमिं विश्वतो वृत्वा अत्यधिष्ठद्दशाङ्गुलं पुरुष एवेदगं सर्वं यद्भूतं यच्च भव्यम् उधामृतत्वस्येषानः यतन्नेनातिरोहति एतावानस्य महिमा अतो ज्यायागश्च पुरुषः पादोऽस्य विश्वाभूतानि त्रिपादस्यामृतं दिवि त्रिपादोर्ध्वौतै पुरुषः पादोऽस्यैह भवात् पुनः ततो विश्वं व्यग्रामत् शासनानशने अभि तस्मात् विराड जायत विराजो अधिपुरुषः स जातो अत्यरिक्षत पश्चात् भूमिमतो पुरः यत्पुरुषेण हविषा देवा यज्ञमतन्वत वसन्तो अस्यासीदाज्यम् ग्रीष्म इत्मः शरद्दविः सप्तास्यासन् परिदयः त्रिसप्तः समिदः कृताः देवा यद्यज्ञं तन्वानाः अबध्नन् पुरुषं पशुं तं यज्ञं बर्हिषि प्रोक्षन् पुरुषं जातमग्रतः तेन देवा अयजन्त साध्या ऋषयश्च ये तस्माद् यज्ञाः सर्वभूतः समृद्धं वृषदाज्यं पशुगस्तागश्चक्रे वायव्यान् आरण्यान् ग्राम्याश्च ये तस्माद् यज्ञाः सर्वभूतः ऋषसामानि जज्ञिरे छन्दागुंसि जज्ञिरे तस्मात् यजुस्तस्मादजायत तस्मादश्वा अजायन्त ये केचोभया ततः गावो जज्ञिरे तस्मात् तस्मात् जाता अजावयः यत्पुरुषं व्यततुः कथिता व्यकल्पयन् मुखं किमस्य कौ बाहु कावूरुपादावुच्येते ब्राह्मणोऽस्य मुखमासीत् बाहुराजन्यः कृतः ऊरु तदस्य यद्वैश्यः भद्भ्यागुं शूद्रो अजायत चन्द्रमा मनसो जातः चक्षो सूर्यो अजायत मुखादिन्द्रश्चाग्निश्च प्राणाद् वायुरजायत नाभ्या आसीदन्तरिक्षं श्रीष्णोध्यौ समवर्तत पद्भ्यां भूमिर्दिशः श्रोत्रात् तथा लोकाकम् अकल्पयन् वेदाहमेतं पुरुषं महान्तम् आदित्यवर्णं तमसस्तु पारे सर्वाणि रूपाणि विचित्य धीरः नामानि कृत्वा विवदन् यदा पुरस्तास्ते धाता पुरस्तात्यमुदा जहार शक्रः प्रविद्वान् प्रदिशश्च तस्रः तमेवं विद्वान् अमृत इह भवति नान्यः पन्था अयनाय विद्यते यज्ञेन यज्ञमयजन्त देवाः तानि धर्माणि प्रथमान्यासन् तेहनाहं महिमानः सजन्ते यत्र पूर्वे साध्या सन्ति देवाः अभ्यः सम्भूतः पृथिव्यैरसा च विश्वकर्मणः समवर्तताति तस्य त्वष्टा विदरद्रूपमेति तत्पुरुषस्य विश्वमाजानमग्रे वेदाहमेतं पुरुषं महान्तम् आदित्यवर्णं तमसः परस्तात् तमेवं विद्वान् अमृत इह भवति नान्यः पन्था विद्यते यनाय प्रजापतिश्चरति गर्भे अन्तः अजायमानो बहुधा विजायते तस्य धीरा परिजानन्ति योनिम् मरीचीनां पदमिच्छन्ति वेदसः यो देवेभ्य आतपति यो देवानां पुरोहितः पूर्वो यो देवेभ्यो जातः नमो रुचाय ब्राह्मये रुचं ब्राह्मं जनयन्तः देवा अग्रे ततः ब्रुवन् यस्त्वैवं ब्राह्मणो विद्यात् तस्य देवा असन्वशे ह्रीष्यते लक्ष्मीश्च पत्न्यौ अहोरात्रे पार्श्वे नक्षत्राणि रूपम् अश्विनौ व्यातम् इष्टं मनिषाना अमुं मनिषाना सर्वं मनिषाना तच्चयोरावृणीमहे घातुं यज्ञाय घातुं यज्ञपतये दैवी स्वस्तिरस्तु नः स्वस्तिर्मानुषेभ्यः ऊर्ध्वं जिगातु भेषजं शन्नो अस्तु द्विपते शञ्चतुष्पते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः पुरुषस्य विद्मसहस्राक्षस्य महादेवस्य धीमहि तन्नो रुद्रः प्रचोदयात् तत्पुरुषाय विद्महे महादेवाय धीमहि तन्नो रुद्रः प्रचोदयात् तत्पुरुषाय विद्महे वक्रतुण्डाय धीमहि तन्नो दन्तिः प्रचोदयात् तत्पुरुषाय विद्महे चक्रतुण्डाय धीमहि तन्नो नन्दिः प्रचोदयात् तत्पुरुषाय विद्महे महासेनाय धीमहि तन्नः षण्मुखः प्रचोदयात् तत्पुरुषाय विद्महे सुवर्णपक्षाय धीमहि तन्नो गरुडः प्रचोदयात् वेदात्मनाय विद्महे हिरण्यगर्भाय धीमहि तन्नो ब्रह्मः प्रचोदयात् वासुदेवाय धीमहि तन्नो विष्णुः प्रचोदयात् वज्रनखाय विद्महे तीक्ष्णदृग्गुष्ट्राय धीमहि तन्नो नारसिंहः प्रचोदयात् भास्कराय विद्महे महद्युदिकराय धीमहि तन्नो आदित्यः प्रचोदयात् वैश्वानराय विद्महे लालीलाय धीमहि तन्नो अग्निः प्रचोदयात् कात्यायनाय विद्महे कन्याकुमारी धीमहि तन्नो दुर्गिः प्रचोदयात् साईश्वराय विद्महे सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्वः प्रचोदयात् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्तां न्यायेन मार्गेण महीं महिषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यम् समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः Jayati
दशरथ नंदन राम।
अयोध्यावासी राम 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 दशरथ नंदन राम। राम 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 दशरथ नंदन राम। पतित पावन जानकी जीवन सिया मोहन राम। पावन जानकी जीवन सिया मोहन राम। पतित पावन जानकी जीवन सिया मोहन राम। पतित पावन जानकी जीवन सीता मोहन राम। अयोध्यावासी राम 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 दशरथ नंदन राम। अयोध्यावासी राम 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 दशरथ नंदन राम। अयोध्यावासी राम 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 दशरथ नंदन
Om Sri Sairam. I offer myself at the lotus feet of our beloved Bhagavan. I humbly take the opportunity to introduce our today's speaker. On the occasion of the 157th edition of the Samarpan at Brindavan, we are pleased to invite as a speaker Dr. Lathashree, Senior Medical Officer at Sri Sathya Sai General Hospital, Prasanthi Nilayam. Hailing from Mysuru, Dr. Lathashree graduated from the Government Medical College, Mysuru in 1988. She has been an ardent student of the Bhagavad Gita from a very young age. Her interest in the study of the scriptures, being ignited by her grandfather, who was a scholar in Sanskrit, Hindi, and Kannada. In later life, Bhagwan quite unexpectedly entered her life through a dream where he asked her, "Why have you not come to me?" He also gave clear instructions to meet a particular Sai devotee, leading her to serve in the Sri Sathya Sai Seva Organization in Oman. Her involvement included roles such as Bal Vikas Guru, Spiritual Coordinator, Ladies Wing Co-Ordinator, and organizing health awareness camps. According to her, the structured approach in the Sai Organizations, stressing on Bhakti, Karma, and Jnana Yogas, makes us practically apply the teachings of the Bhagavad Gita and accelerates our spiritual progress. Bhagwan's quote, "Sadayam hridayam, yasya bhashitam, satya bhushitam, kaya parahite yasya, kalau tasya karoti kim." What can kala or time do to one whose heart is compassionate, speech is truthful, and whose body is dedicated to selfless service? Has profoundly impacted her both intellectually and spiritually, serving as an illumination for her heart and soul. Dr. Lathashree currently presents a series of lectures on Vedanta Parichaya on the Sri Sathya Sai Media Center's Thursday live show. She also hosts weekly online classes on the Bhagavad Gita and has spoken at the Prasanthi Nilayam Satsang Hall and on the Sri Sathya Sai official channel, presenting in both English and Kannada. She was invited as a keynote speaker for the Sri Sathya Sai Global Council, Australia National Conference, and the summer course at the Anantapur campus of Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning. According to Dr. Lathashree, diligently applying Bhagwan's teachings in our daily lives is the sole path for Atmano Mokshartham Jagat Hitayacha, which means self-liberation and the welfare of the world. Her talk will focus on Om Shri Sai Sadgurave Namaha, embodying her dedication and journey in practicing the teachings of Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. Let us join with our family and friends for an elevating and inspiring satsang session wherein Dr. Lathashree will share precious insights from her spiritual journey with Sai.
Sachidananda Rupam Advaitam Sarva Bhuta Dayanidhim Ishwaramba Sutam Vande Paripurna Prema Vigraham. Om Shri Sairam, offering most humble pranams at the divine lotus feet of our beloved Bhagwan, invoking Bhagwan's presence and benediction in this holy satsang. Dear brothers and sisters, respected elders, my loving Sairam to all of you. Firstly, I offer this talk at the divine lotus feet. Harihi Om Tat Sat Sri Saishwarar Panamastu. I am immensely grateful to Bhagwan for this wonderful blessing of speaking in this hallowed place, every inch of which is sanctified by the divine presence and the divine charan sparsh, for which I am deeply grateful to Bhagwan. See, when Bhagwan enters our lives, I am not telling here that when we come to Bhagwan's fold, rather I want to say when Bhagwan enters our lives. Why? Once, Sri Aldrakar, a very famous Jewish devotee of Bhagwan, asks Swami, Swami, we know that we love you, but how do we know that Swami loves us? We know that we love you because we feel this warmth in our heart. And this is what happens to all of us, isn't it? But his question is, Swami, how do we know that Swami loves us? Then Swami says, see Bengaluru, it is like this. None can love Swami without I loving them first. Which means it is Bhagwan who seeks us. It is Bhagwan who sows the seed of love in our heart. Only then we can even think of Bhagwan and love Bhagwan. See, when Bhagwan enters our lives, we all start having a one-to-one personal relationship with Bhagwan, isn't it? To some, he is the beloved mother. To some, he is the doting father. To some, Sakha, friend, and so on. That is the beauty of Avatara also. Avatara, God in human form. So what is this blessing that we get when God comes down to earth in human form? This is a dual blessing, in fact. Firstly, we get an opportunity to humanize our relationship with the divine. We relate to Bhagwan in our own way, father, mother, friend, and so on. And especially when we practice the teachings of this avatar, we learn to divinize our human relationships also, which means we see this divinity in our fellow human beings. And here is a student in this context who asks Swami once, Swami, what is the best relationship that we can have with you? And Swami says, if you want your relationship with me to be permanent, then consider me as your guru and be my steadfast disciple, steadfast within quotes, which means a great deal of responsibility on the part of the disciple. Then Swami says, such a bond will last not only this lifetime, but many, many lifetimes to come, which means Swami is there for us till we make it to the goal of human life, how many ever lifetimes it may take us there. That is the unique Guru-Shishya relationship. See, we must not forget, after all, the very first bhajan that Bhagwan taught humanity is Manasa Bhajare Guru Charanam. Why? Dustara Bhavasagara Taranam. It is very difficult to cross this ocean of samsara, which is called Bhavasagara. What is Bhava? Bhava means to become, which means having come into this world, Swami says, this is Anityam Asukham Lokam, the world which is full of sorrow and impermanence. Having come into such a world, what are we doing? We think by becoming something in the world, we get the happiness of our life. We get the fulfillment of our life. We get the everlasting peace we are looking for. And that is why this is known as Bhavasagara. And that is why we frantically chase the objects of the world, the people in the world, money, wealth, power, position, and so on. But as Swami says, the being is lost in the becoming. When we focus on this becoming bhava, we lose that being that is our own divine nature, which we truly are. So, if we have to prevent this bhava becoming, and if we have to realize the being, what we have to do? Manasa Bhajare Guru Charanam. So what does bhaja mean? Even in Bhaja Govindam, which is called Moha Mudgara, the hammer to destroy our moha delusion, Acharya Shankara uses this word, Bhaja Govindam, 3 times in every verse. And what does bhaja mean? Bhajanam Namarasanam, to chant the beautiful name of the Lord with our tongue. Swami says Maya is the Nartaki, the divine enchantress. And to overcome Maya, what do? Reverse it. Nartaki should become Kirtana. We should sing the glory of the Lord with our tongue, which is Bhakti Marga, the path of devotion. Bhaja Sevayam, which means to serve the Lord. What does it mean to serve the Lord? To serve this Lord, the transcendental God who is immanent in the creation, which means Bhaja is the path of action, Karma Yoga. And the third bhaja is bhaja amardane, which means to destroy. That which destroys avidya, ignorance in us, giving us self-knowledge. Therefore, manasa bhajare gurucharanam means we must practice karma marga, bhakti marga and jnana marga. Why? Bhagwan says, when a fisherman casts his net, it is those fish which are swimming close to the feet of the fisherman, they escape the trap of Maya. Similarly, when Maya casts her net, to escape that net, we have to take refuge in the lotus feet of the Master. And Sri Purandara Dasaru beautifully sings, Guruvina Gulabanaguva Tanaka Doreya Danna Mukuti. You cannot afford to be liberated until you completely submit to the lotus feet of the Guru. And this is the unique Guru-Shishya relationship. See, when it comes to the concept of Guru, Bhagwan explains this concept in 4 levels of hierarchy. First one is, Swami says, Upadhyaya. Upadhyaya is the one who teaches you the objective sciences so that you get a Jivana Upadi, which will help you to eke out a livelihood in the world, in your life. That is, all our school, college teachers come under this category. The second one is Acharya. Acharati iti Acharyaha. The one who is personal way of living, higher way of living, he initiates you into a higher way of life. The third one, Swami says, is Guru. The famous definition we all know, Gukaro Gunatito, Rupatito, Rukarakaha, the one who is beyond name and form. And here Swami says, he is beyond name and form, but he also can take you beyond name and form, which means all the enlightened masters come under this category. And in this hierarchy, what am I? Swami says, I am Sat, which means that intrinsic Sat Chit Ananda, existence, consciousness, bliss, that Parabrahman, that is what Bhagwan is, and that is what our Guru is. That is the Sadguru we have all got. So, when Viveka Chudamani says, Durlabham trayame vaitad devanugraha hetukam manushyatvam mumukshutvam mahapurusha samshrayaha, it is only by the grace of the Lord alone that one gets the triple boon of human birth, deep yearning for liberation and discipleship to an illumined master. What more do we need as that Sat himself as our Guru? We have all got Mahapurusha Samshraya, all of us, without any doubt. We also have the human birth, Narajanma. Why is it so precious? See, we all know the legendary stories of Sai Gita's, this elephant Sai Gita's love and devotion to Bhagwan. And Bhagwan once said, for all the love Sai Gita has for me, I will reward her with a human birth in her next life. So precious is this human birth. We have all got this birth. Why is it so precious? Jantunam Narajanma Durlabham. Why? Because out of 84 lakhs of species on this Mother Earth, it is only the human being who can consciously build karma, climb up the ladder of evolution consciously, reach the pinnacle of the ladder, which is divinity itself. That is why it is called Yoga Janma for us. For every other species, it is Bhoga Janma. They can only exhaust their karmas and they don't have this opportunity. So we have got this also. So what is our responsibility? Being the disciples of this Sadguru, we have to strengthen our mumukshutvam. Moksho me bhuyat iti ichha. Let me be free from this cycle of birth and death. That should be our goal. And why? Bhagwan again clarifies. What is the game changer for Arjuna in the Mahabharata war? Swami says, see, Lord Krishna was probably 77 years old when the Mahabharata war was fought, and Arjuna was probably a couple of years younger to him, which means they knew each other for such a long time. They were the best of the friends, they were the brothers-in-law. But what is the time that the Lord chooses to impart the Gita, which means Atma Vidya, self-knowledge to Arjuna? Swami says, it is only on the battlefield of Kurukshetra when Arjuna surrenders to the Lord, saying, Shishyasteham shadhimam tvam prapannam. I have surrendered to you in the spirit of discipleship. Please instruct me, Krishna. That is when the Lord gives the self-knowledge in the form of Gita to Arjuna. So, if we have to get what Bhagwan has come to give us, we must become his steadfast disciples and we must strengthen our mumukshutvam. Otherwise, as Swami jokes, it will be like when the Lord of the universe is in front of you to give you the ultimate, you come to him seeking for 2 kilos of coffee powder. That will be our state. See, that is why we need Bhagwan as the Guru, the Sadguru, the Sai Guru in our lives. See, we all chant this Guru Shloka from the Guru Stotram of the Sri Guru Gita of Skanda Purana. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo, Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. I'll come to the literal meaning of the shloka a little later, and Bhagwan explains the very deeper meaning for this verse when Swami says, Guru is Brahma. Brahma represents the vak or the speech aspect. Vishnu is the all-pervading mind with the thoughts. And Maheshwara is the heart, the seat of nobility. So Parabrahma means unity of speech, heart and head, which means Guru is not just a person. Guru is our own inner presence. And this Guru, out of compassion for us, manifests outside of us with a beautiful form so that we can relate to the Guru even in a human level. That is what the Guru principle is. That is why Gukaro Andhakaro hi Rukaras Teja Uchyate. By bringing the splendor, the Teja of self-knowledge, the Guru removes the darkness of ignorance. So now I would like to deliberate upon as to how Bhagwan has been the Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara of my personal spiritual journey. So in the word, this Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara, G-O-D, God. G is Brahmaji, that is the generator or the creator. O, Vishnu, organizer, sustainer of the creation. And D is destroyer, the annihilator, Maheshwara. And how Bhagwan has all of this been in my spiritual journey is what the talk is all about. Om Sri Sai Sadgurave Namaha. See, I was born in a very devout household, a very spiritual family where I was initiated into various spiritual practices like regular prayer, meditation, chanting, and even the scriptural studies, which was mandatory for me from a very young age in my family. But in spite of all this, it is only when Bhagwan entered my life and I started assiduously studying the teachings of Bhagwan, especially the Vahinis, the Sathya Sai speaks, the discourses, especially volume 1 to 6. It was then I realized that whatever I was doing so far in the name of spiritual sadhana, all that was to better myself as an individual, that's all. Still, I am this individual jiva, the finite entity, struggling in this world with all the strife and misery, subjected to various modifications like the birth, the growth, decay, and death. Whereas the goal of life is to realize that we are the infinite, not this better or however best the individual jiva. Of course, we have to be a gentleman first before we become a spiritual sadhaka. We have to grow better as an individual, but that is not the goal. Because in every discourse, Bhagwan thunders, I am God, so are you. I know it, you do not know it. The very purpose of this human life is to realize that innate divinity. You're born in order to learn how not to be born again. And that thunder that Bhagwan did, and that hammering, constant hammering from Bhagwan in every discourse and every teaching of his, that created the real spiritual spark in me. It kindled the real sadhaka in me, and I knew for the first time what I have to do. I must not confine myself to dharma purushartha, but moksha purushartha should be the pursuit of life in and through what we are doing. As Swami says, hands in the society, head in the forest. That should be the goal, and that awareness came to me only because of Bhagwan, and that is why he is the creator or the Brahmaji of my spiritual journey. See, once a student asks Swami, Swami, you say that this whole life is a dream. Does that mean you are also a part of the dream, Swami? Then Swami says, yes, with a difference. I am the lion in your dream. I have come to roar like the lion, and through my roar to awaken you from this slumber. What is this slumber we are in? Anadi Maya Suptaha, the slumber of beginningless Maya. If we have to wake up, we need this roar of lion that Bhagwan is. And in fact, one of the definitions of Guru according to scriptures is Gurati Yati Guruho. Gurati means the one who roars. And now I come to the Vishnu and Maheshwara aspect that Bhagwan is for me in my spiritual pilgrimage. See, if we have to be remade, we have to be unmade first, isn't it? So, I will deal with the Maheshwara aspect first. The Maheshwara, the destroyer, the annihilator, is the one who has to chisel out all the extra bits that we are carrying with us from many, many lifetimes. Chittamala, the impurities of the mind in the form of Arishad Vargas, the 6 inner enemies, Raga, Dvesha, strong attachment and aversions. Then Vikshepa, a scattered mind which always runs to the world, as the Bhagavad Gita says, Bahushakahi Anantascha Buddhayo Avyavasayinam. This is what our mind is, all the time feasting on the world. And this Vikshepa has to go. And the third one is Avarana, veiling of the truth. That has to be unveiled. So that is why we need the Maheshwara aspect. And Swami Bhagwan, very beautifully summarizes our spiritual journey in 4 cars, and this is very familiar to all of us. Chamatkar, Samskar, Paropakar, Sakshatkar. The first stage is Chamatkar, miracle of Bhagwan. We all experience it. But Swami says, it is only my visiting card to draw you to me. I give you what you want in the beginning first, so that you come to me seeking what I have come to give you. So we cannot afford to get stuck at the stage of Chamatkar. We must board the next car, which is Samskar, refinement or self-transformation, which is no doubt a very painful process. See, when the Bhagavad Gita speaks of the 4 types of devotees, Chaturvida bhajante mam janaha sukriti norjuna. O Arjuna, 4 type of people seek me. What are they? Sukritinaha. They have done meritorious deeds. That's why even to seek Bhagwan, we should have all this punya phala. And what are they? Artha, Jignasur, Artharthi, Jnanicha. Artha is the one who cries out to the Lord in misery. There is nothing wrong in it to cry out to Bhagwan. That is the best thing to do, in fact. Then Artharthi, for worldly goals, we seek Bhagwan. And there is again nothing wrong in it. We all need roti, kapda, makan, isn't it? You can't teach Bhagavad Gita on a hungry stomach. You have to be comfortable in this material life also. So, Artha wants to feel better. Artharthi wants to have better. But Jignasu wants to know better. Who am I? What is this world all about? What is the purpose of my life? So if we have to graduate from Artharthi level to Jignasu, which will take us to Jnani finally, we have to have this samskar. We have to undergo this Maheshwara acting on us all the time. And in this context, Bhagwan tells a beautiful Chinnakatha. See, I am so enamored by the Chinnakathas of Bhagwan, the parables, the analogies that Bhagwan, narrates in his discourses, because we do not act out of our knowledge. Why I am saying this is, knowledge is there in the head. I am not the body, I am not the mind. See one Davangere Benne Masale Dosa, you are the body, you are the Annamaya Kosha. I am giving a very innocuous example. Our attachments to the world are much more deeper and stronger than this. Especially our own kith and kin, isn't it? Just like Arjuna, who breaks down just because of his attachment to the grandsire and the Guru on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, though he has come equipped to fight the war. So, we act out of our conviction. Whatever we are convinced, we put that into practice. And Bhagwan's Chinnakathas convey to us the profound message in such a way that we understand the message of Vedanta, the Bhagavad Gita, through these Chinnakathas. We are also convinced we can remember and practice in our day-to-day life. That's why Kasturiji once said, Bhagwan's every word is a mantra, every phrase is a sutra, every sentence a Gayatri, and every discourse an Upanishad. Such unique are the teachings of Bhagwan. So coming back to the Chinnakatha, Swami says, once 2 marble stones were brought to a temple construction site. One of the marble stones is put on the sanctum sanctorum. The other stone is chiseled into the deity of the temple. So naturally, the floor marble starts grumbling and complaining. Oh, what is this? We look alike. We are similarly priced. We come from the same place. Look at me. People walk over me. Look at you. People worship you. What is this discrimination? Then the deity marble stone replies, see, when the sculptor came to you with his tools in the hand, the chisel and the hammer, what did you do? You said, oh, don't come near me, don't touch me, it pains me, please leave me alone. And what did I do? I subjected willingly myself to the sledgehammer blows of the sculptor, and that is why I am what I am today. This is the Maheshwara aspect of the Guru, to which we have to willingly submit ourselves. We cannot afford to ask questions. Swami, why did you do this to me? Swami, why didn't you give me this? See, once in our Sai Samiti, I was scheduled to speak on the Krishna Janmashtami day on the topic, the central message of the Bhagavad Gita in the light of Swami's teachings. That was the topic. That afternoon, I suddenly developed throat pain and fever. I popped up a pill and went off to sleep. And Bhagwan appeared in my dream and asked, what is the topic you are speaking on today? Swami, this is the topic, I said. What is the fight you had yesterday? Swami was obviously referring to a fight which I had had the previous day with one of my doctor colleagues regarding some administrative matter. And it was a bitter fight with temperatures raging high and heated exchange of words. See, the presiding deity of the speech aspect of the tongue is Agni Devata. Literally, I understood that day. We say, fiery speech. He spits fire, and that's what had happened to me. I was literally spitting fire. And, next day, Swami asked this question. And I just kept quiet. Then Swami said, "What is the name of the person you fought with?" I said, "Swami, he is Dr. So-and-so." Then Swami very slowly asked, "What is his former name?" Then I understood probably Swami is asking his actual name, and I very sheepishly said, "Swami, his actual name is Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba." Then Swami said, "Oh, you know it. Yet you fought with him." Swami then went on to say, "You can make your point, but no ill feelings. No ill feelings." The dream ended. I got up perspiring. I was completely all right. I started reflecting upon this message of Bhagwan. See, here I am going to speak in the evening on Adveshta Sarva Bhutanam, have hatred towards none, which is love all, Bhagwan's message. Then Sarva Bhuta Hite Rataha, be interested in the welfare of all beings, serve all. And I am behaving exactly in a contrary way in my personal life. Where will such a talk take me? An ounce of practice is better than tons of precept. This is what the Maheshwara aspect of Bhagwan taught me. On another occasion, I was deeply disturbed by the behavior of some of the office bearers in our Sai Samiti back in Sultanate of Oman. And I thought that they were not, quite addressing the concerns of the devotees. They were trying to just impose their opinion on everyone. And I would internally fight with Swami. "Swami, what is this, Swami? Even in spiritual organization, all this bickering happens, Swami. What is this? We are here to get rid of that, and that is getting strengthened here. Raga, Dvesha. What is this, Swami?" I am so deeply disturbed. Then Swami appeared in my dream and said, "Why are you so worried? Is it your organization?" Swami said, "You can do your duty. You do your duty, that's all. You do it sincerely. There ends the matter." Swami went on to say, "You are worrying, you are suffering, in fact, you are suffering because of your attachment." See, we come into this world, we don many a role in this cosmic drama. We start getting attached to each and every role that we are playing. We lose sight of the goal itself, isn't it? When we are attached to the role, what happens is, we consider this path or means or the role itself to be the goal. And we get stuck there, and the bigger picture is lost. Here, Swami was literally teaching me the 5 buddhis, the 5 limbs of karma yoga as it is explained in the Bhagavad Gita. So what is the first buddhi in karma yoga? Swadharma buddhi means perform every action on the basis of dharma, not out of mamakara. Mamakara means my attachment. I like this person, I like this action, I like this particular work, that's why I do it. No. Perform out of mama dharma. This is my dharma to act in such and such a way. That is how I will perform every action. Yoga karmasu kaushalam. Excellence in action is yoga. What is the meaning of kaushala? See, normally an action binds us to samsara because of karma phala, the fruit of action. We ourselves have to enjoy or suffer the fruit, so we come back to this body again and again, punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam. But the same action, if it is performed in a way that liberates us from this cycle, that is called kaushala. which means, how do we perform this action? Now come to the second buddhi. Yat karoshi yadashnasi, yat juhosi dadasi yat tapasyasi kaunteya, tat kurushva madarpanam. All the Bal Vikas Gurus will know this shloka like the back of your hand. We teach this to our children. O Kaunteya, whatever you do, whatever you eat, you act, you give away as charity or the spiritual sadhana you do, offer all that to me. This is called Samarpana Buddhi, performing every action in the spirit of dedicated worship of Bhagwan as an offering to Bhagwan. That should be the attitude. And that is what I should be doing. I learnt in the Sai Samiti. Offer it to Swami. There ends my duty. That's all. That brings us to the third buddhi, which is Karmani yeva adhikarahate ma phaleshu kadachana. Your outlook is to perform the duty to the best of your ability without an eye on the fruit of action, which means not asking what is in it for me, what am I personally getting out of it. It is called Asanga Buddhi, the spirit of non-attachment. And this is what Bhagwan was teaching me. You're suffering because of your attachment. See, this word Asanga, Jitasanga, Muktasanga is used as many as 82 times in the Bhagavad Gita, which means it is the crux of Karma Yoga. The action is over, the result comes. What is the fourth buddhi? Prasada Buddhi. Receive every outcome of every action as the prasada of the Lord, with the firm conviction Bhagwan knows what is best for me, and whatever happens, happens for my highest good. Then we will not pat our own back or blow our own trumpet when something goes first class. We are not dejected either if something goes the other way. We know how to pick us up and pick ourselves up and walk the path. Prasade sarva dukkhanam hanirasyopajayate. The suffering ends there when there is no attachment. See, the sure formula for suffering or sorrow is insistence plus resistance. The formula for happiness, on the other hand, is acceptance, prasada buddhi. That leads to the fifth buddhi, the final buddhi of karma yoga. Samatvam yoga uchyate, your mind is equanimous. Swami says, recognize the divine hand behind every happening, then you will not grieve or exult over any situation. See, the very first letter that Bhagwan wrote to his brother Sheshamaraju on the 25th of May in 1947, Bhagwan writes, I have an expectation of my devotees. Those who are devoted to me must treat both pain and pleasure equally. And to Bhagya Sir, Swami once said, the only full-time devotion to me is equanimity. Rest everything you do in the name of sadhana, that is only part-time devotion. See, here Bhagwan through this dream was teaching me the Chatussutri of Karma Yoga. Yogastaha kuru karmani sangam tyaktva dhananjaya siddha siddhyo samo bhutva samatvam yoga uchyate. Consider both failure and success equally. Giving up your attachment to the fruit of action, don't get attached to it. And that equanimity itself is yoga. And that is why I say Bhagwan is this Maheshwara who has been teaching me all these things, the profound message of the Bhagavad Gita in a practical way. Well, what should be our attitude to this Maheshwara? I learned from Sri Kasturiji. Kasturiji is the Vyasa and Valmiki of Sai Avatar, isn't it? Bhagwan would surprise Kasturiji by paying unexpected visits to his house. On one such visit, Bhagwan sees Kasturiji playing with a toy, which is a bear playing on the drum, with a kettle drum tied to its waist. And Kasturiji is lost in playing with this toy like a small child. Then Bhagwan pushes the toy aside, which falls onto the ground, and with mock anger Swami says, Kasturi, I will do the same thing to you also. Kasturi ji, the humble, devotee of Bhagwan that he is, pointing to the toy, the bear, which is continuing to play the drum, though fallen on the back, Kasturi ji says, Swami, I will also continue to do the same. Even if you push you aside, Swami, I will continue to hold on to you, live your message and propagate your message. And that must be our attitude to this Maheshwara that our Guru is. See, earlier days, the devotees were blessed to perform Pada Puja to Swami, isn't it, when the physical form was there? And now it is Paduka Puja. What does Paduka symbolize? Pa means Pati. Pati means to protect. The Padukas protect us from our inferior tendencies that drag us into the world, the attachment to all that is unreal. Then, Du means Dunoti. Dunoti means to burn. That which burns away avidya, kama, karma, the ignorant cycle itself with its offshoots. And Ka means Kashate. Kashate means to shine forth, so that our real nature of divinity shines forth. Therefore, Paduka is the platform on which the Guru stands, which means Paduka is the ideal, the message that the Guru stands for. So true Paduka Puja is to practice the teachings of this Sadguru. There is no shortcut to success in our spiritual journey. So true Paduka Puja is to walk the path of the Guru by practicing the teachings of the Guru. Dear brothers and sisters, it is very important to value our master, but it is far more important to master his values. Only then our life can become his message. See, one of the definitions in the scriptures for Guru in this context is Shishyasya papan giryati iti guruhu, the one who swallows the sins of the disciple. What does it mean? That means Guru keeps on forgiving us. Isn't this what Bhagwan doing to us, dear brothers and sisters? Despite the fact that we lose faith in Bhagwan at the drop of a hat, despite we questioning the Guru, the will of Bhagwan itself with our limited ego. What is ego? EGO, edging God out. That is what we do, even, so many times. And despite the fact that we cherry pick the teachings of Bhagwan and we suit it to our convenience to justify the demand of our mind, but Bhagwan has not given up on us. He keeps on forgiving us, correcting us, isn't it? That is the compassionate Maheshwara that we have all got. And now I come to the third segment, the Vishnu aspect of the Guru, the nourisher, the nurturer, and the sustainer of a spiritual journey. See, when we join the Sri Sathya Sai Seva organization, it is like getting entrance without admission test, free of cost, no tuition fees, into the world's best spiritual university, where the chancellor of the university is the chancellor of the universe, isn't it? We have all got this unparalleled blessing. And that is what happened to me in Oman when Swami guided me to meet this devotee who took me to this Sai Samiti. And our Sai Samiti is called Sai Smaran back in Oman in a place called Sohar. It is a very small Sai Samiti with very few family of Sai devotees. And the chairperson, Brother Shiv Kumar, and his wife, Sister Sri Vidya, they were so kind to me and they were so encouraging and supportive. And they made me a Bal Vikas Guru, gave me a crash course because there was shortage of gurus. And that's how, even before I had the first darshan of Bhagwan in the physical form, I had become a Bal Vikas Guru. They involved me in this Mahila Wing, where we had to do a lot of activities, like we would do Narayan Seva of a massive scale for the construction site workers, the laborers who are living in very underprivileged conditions in labor camps, the expat laborers. And we were also providing them with monthly provisions, the grocery, the essentials that they needed, and a lot of activities had to be coordinated. And for the first time, I learned to cook on a massive scale. I was not used to it at all. I live in a nuclear family, only husband and children, and that was all my world. See, which means I was introduced to Seva in such a systematic way that Seva became an integral part of my life for the first time in my life. Till then, it was only some sporadic or episodic seva. See, whenever somebody needed a helping hand, I would give. Otherwise, it was about my job, career, profession, and balancing the home and as well as the job, raising the small children and teaching them and so on. I had not looked beyond this. And in the Samiti, because I am a doctor, Bhagwan even gave me the blessing of starting for the first time the monthly medical camps in our Sai Samiti. And there was a huge, number of patients for this, because all the expat population would come for this monthly health camps. And we had to give free distribution of medicines, arrange tests for them. And we needed more and more doctors to take care of them. And all this had to be coordinated. And I was so, seamlessly involved in Seva. I am very grateful to our Samiti chairperson, as I said, Brother Shivkumar and Sister Sri Vidya. And that is how I learned the importance of Seva in my life. Seva, I understood, it increases my sensitivity and it decreased my selfishness. That is what happened to me. See, unless the selfishness goes, this little ego cannot be attenuated. If this little ego is not attenuated, all the sadhana that we do in the name of spirituality, that all gets reduced to just intellectual gymnastics or theoretical acrobatics, that's all. So this practical application is very, very important for us, and that happened to me. And in the 4 cars, we saw the 2 cars, isn't it? The Chamatkar and Samskar. The 3rd car is Paropakar. That is what we think Seva is, isn't it? Is Paropakara just, helping others or doing what is needed? Swami says, no. What is Paropakara? Para plus Upa plus Kara. Para means divinity, Upa means near, Kara means to join, which means the Seva that we do must join us with Bhagwan, must take us to Bhagwan, which means we must recognize the oneness that we share with humanity. The person I am serving is no different from me. The divine core in me and him is the same. Recognizing that cosmic oneness, the unity in diversity, as Bhagwan says, that must happen through Seva. Only then Seva can take us to the 4th car, the final car, Sakshatkar, self-realization. And our medical superintendent, Dr. Narsimhan, often tells us that Bhagwan had told him that without these 5 ingredients, Seva will not become Sai Seva. What are these ingredients? Arogya. One must be healthy enough to do Seva. Then, Swami said, it is Prarthana. You must pray to the Lord for an opportunity of Seva. It doesn't come so easily. Then Tapana. We must have the deep yearning from the heart. It is not just lip sympathy. The 4th one, of course, is Prema, the highest teaching of Bhagwan, unconditional love. And the 5th component is Tyaga, selfless service. We must be able to come out of our comfort zones to serve the humanity. That is what Sai Seva is. So, Seva, I understood, is Sa plus Eva when we do Sandhi Vichhed. Sa means him, Eva means like. You become like him, you become like God when you do Seva. That should happen to you. So, if seva has to be done with all these 5 principles, what is it that we need to do seva? It is the attitude with which seva is done that matters for seva to become sa eva, an attitude of love, compassion, respect, reverence, even gratitude to the recipient of seva, and prayer to the Lord, and done as an offering to Bhagwan. That alone becomes true seva, because in such a seva, in such a karma, because you have offered it to Bhagwan, there is no karma phala accrued, there is no fruit of action. Everything is anugraha phala. See, the word anugraha, grace, in Sanskrit is kripa. Kripa, kri means to do something, pa means to get something. So, such a seva does not lead to bondage. It liberates us from this cycle of birth and death to which we are subjected through the fruit of action. Therefore, I understood that seva without sadhana is a bondage. Seva, to perform the right way, Swami way, the sadhana has to be there, because it is this sadhana that gives us this right attitude. Sadhana of what? Sadhana of connecting to Swami and practicing the teachings of Bhagwan, and to do seva as he wants us to do. So, if we just do sadhana and seva, is it okay? And not seva, is it okay? No. Because we just keep on doing sadhana and seva is not there in our life at all. We have the right attitude, right. But where does it take us? Swami beautifully clarifies. Swami once told the Gram Seva boys, do you know why I am giving you this little opportunities to serve? Because that gives me an opportunity to shower my grace on you when you need the most. That is the saving grace for you. That's why Swami would say, serve so that you may be saved. It is this grace of the Lord earned from selfless seva that mitigates the magnitude of the negative consequences we have to undergo because of our karma. Which means, see, I'll give a small example. If a person has to lose a leg in an accident, if the grace of Bhagwan is there earned from seva, probably he will have a small fracture. He is rushed to super specialty hospital. The fracture is fixed and the leg is saved. That's how it reduces our karmic burden. That's how sadhana without seva is a burden. So here at the lotus feet of Bhagwan in the Sai Samiti, I learned how to do both seva and sadhana, and both have to be done. That's why Swami would say, seva, sadhana, avinabhava sambandhamu, the intricate relationship between the two. And the other thing that happened to me was, we would have fortnightly study circles and sadhana camps and spiritual workshops where very senior devotees, the list of them is very big, I cannot be telling all the names here. And they were all very senior devotees who would inspire us, guide us to practice the teachings of Bhagwan by their own personal life and personal example. And that is how this satsanga became a regular part of my spiritual curriculum. See, all are SSS, Seva, Sadhana, Satsang, and the fourth one is Swadhyaya. If we have to speak in the study circle, or we used to have Guru, Bal Vikas Guru training camps and workshops, we have to study Bhagwan's literature, isn't it? Swadhyaya became a part of my life, and I understood for the first time, Swadhyaya is not just self-study, it is Swa-adhyayana, self-introspection. Because our Bal Vikas National Educational Coordinator, she would always tell us, you are teaching Jyoti meditation, guided visualization to the children. Are you doing it yourself every day? And you are teaching the human values. Are you practicing? She was a very strict disciplinarian. She even shared with us, one of our senior Bal Vikas Gurus had asked Swami, we put in so much efforts to instill values in the children, but we don't see any visible transformation at all in the children. Swami, what is this, Swami? Then Swami said, Bal Vikas children are passing clouds. They come and go. The sadhana of being a guru is for you, for your self-transformation. Watch your words, actions, thoughts, then character and heart. So all this became, a very regular curriculum for me that gave me discipline and direction in my spiritual life. And that's why I say Bhagwan is the Vishnu, the sustainer of my spiritual journey. And not to miss the 9-point code of conduct, the charter that Bhagwan has given to Sri Sathya Sai Seva Organization. It ensures that not only at the weekends where we go to the Samiti, we take our Bal Vikas classes or do some Seva projects. No. Throughout the week, it ensures that we are anchored in Bhagwan's teachings. We are connected to Bhagwan because the 9 points comprehensively covers all the sadhanas. Swami once, in the context of unity in diversity said, you are focused only on diversity. You cannot see the unity because of swartham, swaprayojanam. Swartham, selfishness. Swaprayojanam, what is in it for me? The answer to this, the solution to this, Swami said, is work, worship, wisdom. Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Jnana Yoga. SAI Sai. Service, Karma Yoga. A, adoration, Bhakti Yoga. I, illumination, Jnana Yoga. So the 9-point code of conduct gives us the activities to comprehensively perform together all the 3 yogas as it is explained in the Bhagavad Gita, such practical or the teachings of Bhagwan. See, we tell the Bal Vikas children to maintain a spiritual diary, isn't it? They have to tick. And every week they have to show it to us. So I also started maintaining a spiritual journal. So I would tick this. Have I done the checklist? This. So what happened to me is the benefit I got from this spiritual journal is, if I have missed some sadhana for a day or two, when I look at the journal, I recognize this. I recognize the slip. I am back on the track. When I recognize the slip, what happens? That prevents a mighty fall in my spiritual journey. And this is the greatest advantage I got from being a Bal Vikas Guru. If I am standing here and speaking on the teachings of Bhagwan, it is only because of the training that we got in the Sai Samiti as a guru, as a spiritual coordinator, as the one who would moderate the study circles. And what I am today, it is solely because of the lessons I have learned at the lotus feet of the Master from the activities, all the wings. See, the organization has the spiritual wing, the Seva wing, the youth wing, the ladies wing, the educational wing. Everything is there for us, for our overall spiritual development. See, once I was to speak on the topic, are we ready for Bhagwan? In a national Sai conference in Oman, and that was post Mahasamadhi. I did not know, how to quite approach this topic. Are we ready for Bhagwan? As is my practice, after my morning meditation, I sit in silence and pray to Bhagwan for guidance. And this time, the guidance that I got was 4 distinct words from Swami in this sequence: trust, obey, accept, surrender. I knew this is only not just for the talk. This is the sadhana for my life itself. The first one is trust, unflinching faith in Bhagwan. Swami gives a beautiful analogy. Swami says, when you are driving a car through rough roads, you have to change the gear often. So to make the transition smooth, what do? You press the clutch, isn't it? Similarly, when you are traversing through rough roads of your life, through triumphs and tragedies and ups and downs and various vicissitudes, to make the transition smooth, Swami says, hold on to the clutch of faith that Swami is with me. He knows what is best for me. Whatever happens, happens for my highest good. He is taking care of me. And just not stop there. The second step, Swami said, obey. Implicit obedience to the commands of the Guru means to practice the teachings of the Guru as it is in letter and spirit. You all know, in an interview, to a lady teacher from Anantapur campus, Dr. Suma Rao, when Swami asks her, what do you want? She says, Swami, give me bhakti, because I have to choose you over anything and everything. In any situation, Swami says, bhakti is already there. Ask for obedience. This is very important for us. Only this implicit obedience will take us to the next stage, unconditional acceptance of the will of Bhagwan, no questions asked. That is very important in our spiritual journey. With the full conviction that He is taking care of me, I have to just accept what He gives. And that takes us to the final stage, surrender. What is surrender? Swami said, I am sir, you are under. Which means an egocentric life, me, myself, mine. See, I'll give a very small example here. When I first went to the Sai Samiti, a Sai devotee, lady devotee called me sister. See, I am a doctor by profession. In our profession, the sister means nurses. We call the nurses as sister. See, I was so taken aback, I wanted to tell her, I am not a sister, I am a doctor. See, such strong body identification that we all have, isn't it? I am Mr. So-and-so, I have done this belongs to me. Swami once very beautifully remarked, the Sai Gita, when she was a little elephant, she would be tied to a peg near the Gopuram gate inside the ashram in Prasanthi Nilayam with a small chain or a rope. And Sai Gita thought that she is so small, she cannot break free of the chain. And she never attempted to do so. Swami says, even when she grew into a big elephant, when she had the might and strength of a big elephant, she never attempted to break herself free. Why? She was so heavily conditioned to the fact that I cannot do it. Swami said, this is what your condition is. You are so heavily conditioned to the notion, I am this body, I am this mind. This is how we have lived our lives as from many, many lifetimes, isn't it? So, Swami said, you are so heavily habituated to this. Even when Swami comes and tells you, you are not the body, you are not the mind, you cannot even think of it. That is what our condition is. That conditioning should go. For that, what is the way? Surrender, which means an egocentric life, I-ness, my-ness, ahankara, mamakara, kartritva, bhoktritva, the sense of doership, the experiencership, that must be transformed into Swami-centric life. Everything is from Swami. Finally, everything is Swami. Everyone is Swami. What does Swami say? What is Bhakti? Bhakti is that in which there is no vibhakti. There is no separation. There is no separation between the lover and the beloved. And we must be able to see the beloved in everyone. That is why, Parabhakti and Jnana are no two different entities. They are exactly the same. When they surrender, the Parabhakti is there, Jnana, Advaita Darshanam Jnanam, that naturally, the spirit of oneness, that naturally happens. And this spirit of oneness, recognizing the cosmic oneness, unity in diversity, that is the ontological ground for even love all and serve all. We can truly practice love all and serve all if this feeling of oneness is there. Otherwise, it is just, love somebody and conveniently forget somebody, serve someone you like, serve something that you do and conveniently ignore the other things. We will not be practicing Bhagwan's teachings. And so, these words and the 4 words, trust, obey, accept, surrender, And within a month, the life circumstances for us in our life changed so drastically that we wanted to relocate to India. And both my husband and I, we resigned our jobs. And young children, we came back to India. And Swami, out of compassion, blessed my daughter with a seat in primary school. She went on to study in Anantapur campus. And Bhagwan gave me a job in Sri Sathya Sai General Hospital. And my husband started doing Seva in the Prasanthi Nilayam Ashram. And here in General Hospital, the work that I am doing is completely different from what I was used to all my life. Because here it is a free hospital, as we all know, the volume of patients itself is very high, 24/7 emergency, continuous duties, and I applied myself diligently because I knew this is the sadhana probably Swami wants me to do, to exhaust the vasanas. And what better place can I ask for than Bhagwan's temple of healing? And I started doing all the duties, and I had no time for anything else, absolutely whatsoever. At this point in my life, Professor Nanjundaya sir once walked into our outpatient department and gave me a letter. Bhagwan would write personal letters to Nanjundaya sir. And Professor Nanjundaya sir said, "Amma, this morning I got an inner promptings from Swami that I have to give this letter to you. I have made a copy and brought it for you. This is Swami's message for you." And lo and behold, what Swami's message is. Swami writes, "The only way to spread the message of Vedanta is to live the Vedantic philosophy. So study Vedanta." That was the message for me. And despite my hectic schedule, I had all the books of Vedanta with me, the Prakarana Granthas, the Atmabodha, Tattvabodha, then Shankaracharya's Viveka Chudamani, all this I had, and I dusted all the books, dusted the Upanishads, my Bhagavad Gita notes, and I started diligently studying Vedanta because Swami has told me, whatever the seva that I am doing, it doesn't matter, I have to apply myself into this self-study, Swadhyaya. And by his compassion, grace, I got keen interest also and focus also in the studies, and I started doing back the Bhagavad Gita classes that I would take. And at the time, least or very little did I know that Bhagwan would bless me to start a series of talks on Vedanta in the year 2019, 7 years later, in the Thursday live program of Sri Sathya Sai Media Center. So whatever I have needed, at whatever point in time, that Bhagwan has been giving me all the resources that I need in my spiritual journey, for which I am eternally grateful to Bhagwan. See, one of the most important teachings that has impacted me very deeply is, I had read about this in Sanatana Sarathi. See, for the 1988-1990 batch of MBA students, in the outgoing interview, Bhagwan materialized a photo copy for everyone, every student, an individual copy. You would have all seen this photo, a black and white photo where two Swamis are standing opposite to each other. The caption is, "Take a moment and remind yourself, he speaks, he listens." Swami said, when you're talking to somebody, that is Swami. Somebody who is listening to you, who is interacting with you, that is also Swami. If you practice this, you will be Swami one day. And looking at the puzzled expression of a student, Swami says, "I know what's running through your mind. You are thinking, Swami in me is good, the one who is speaking. What if the other Swami is bad? Isn't it?" The boy nodded the head. Then Swami said, "Even if the other Swami is bad, you retain your goodness. Be good, do good, see good. That is the way to God." And not just this, through this photograph, Bhagwan is conveying to us the highest Advaitic message when he says, he speaks, he listens. Ekam eva advitiyam Brahma. The one and the only one exists. The one and the only one, the one without a second. Advitiyam Brahma. The highest message of Vedanta. On another occasion, Swami asks a elderly, lady devotee, how old are you? She says, Swami, I am 3 years older to you. Swami says, no, you are not 3 years older to me. No, Swami, I know my age, I know your age. I am 3 years older to you. Swami says, you are 3 years older to this body. You are not 3 years older to me. See, here is the Lord who never missed an opportunity to convey to us the message, to drive home the message. In fact, you are not the body, you are not the mind, but what are we doing? Are we overlooking the message, or are we following the message of Bhagwan? It is up to us. It is our self-introspection. That's why, Swami said, be my steadfast disciples. That is very important as the disciples of this Sadguru, the Jagat Guru. And in this spiritual journey, from the teachings of Bhagwan, from whatever little I have learnt from the Bhagavad Gita and the Vedanta. See, I am not making any claim here that I have achieved so much in spiritual journey, or I am adept at practicing the teachings of Bhagwan. No. The point that I am making here is I have learned to take toddler steps in true spirituality because of Bhagwan. And but for Bhagwan, I would ever remain as an infant as far as the spiritual pilgrimage in my life is concerned. That is the point I'm trying to convey here. So I have learned to look at every situation with a three-pronged approach. The first one is, especially when we are going through trying times and testing times, apply the theory of karma, the theory of cause and effect. Nothing comes to us undeserved. If we are suffering, we have done something of the same sort. So accept it, which means we do not blame anyone outside of us. Any situation, we don't blame the paristhiti. We know the manasthiti is our own making. Then, how to face the situation? Bring in bhakti. In this journey, we are not alone. Bhagwan is there with us. He himself has reassured us, Yogakshemam Vahamyaham. Vahami means to carry. I carry the burden of the welfare of my devotees. He knows what is best for me. I will just follow him. Or this is an opportunity for me to hold on to him more and pray to him and practice his teachings. And number 3, bring in the Jnana perspective. As the Bhagavad Gita says, Agama apayino anityaha. Whatever comes, that goes away. It is impermanent. As Swami says, passing clouds, this too shall pass. So, amidst this impermanence, what should be my focus? My focus should be on that which is permanent, my own true nature, that divinity which appears as all of this. That is how, I have learned to look at. I am just struggling and striving in this journey, but this is the understanding that I have got from Bhagwan's teachings. So Bhagwan himself says, he gives us a threefold formula. Very simple. Bhagwan's teachings are so simple and practical. He says, always think of me, which means Namasmarana. No special qualification to do the Namasmarana. See, when I took to this practice in Oman, when I heard this from Bhagwan, when I read the discourses on Namasmarana, I started chanting, and even I would mentally greet every patient of mine with a Sairam, because all our patients were local Omanis. I can't loudly say Sairam. So, once, there was a passing thought in my mind, Swami, will I ever be able to greet my patients with a loud Sairam, Swami? And lo and behold, just a few months later, I was in Swami's hospital where I can shout out Sairam any number of times with whatever decibel I want. So the Namasmarana is such a powerful spiritual sadhana. Swami says he gives a tip to do Namasmarana. See, this happened probably in the 60s, this was told by Swami, where there was only radio program. Swami says in a radio program, a song is being played. When that song stops, before the next song comes, what happens? Advertisement comes on air. Swami said, when you are absorbed in doing some work, you cannot be doing Namasmarana. The moment that work gets over, you move on to the next work, the mind should automatically move to the Namasmarana mode. That is how you keep on thinking of Bhagwan amidst your tight schedule or duties, your responsibilities in this life. Then the second formula in this threefold formula, do all work as my work, Swami says, which means there is no difference between the household chores we do, our professional duties, or the Sai Samiti work that we do. See, when Professor Kasturiji retired from his teaching post and he wanted to come and settle down in Prasanthi Nilayam and serve Bhagwan, he gets the offer for the post of the director of All India Radio, AIR. But Kasturiji says, no Swami, I don't want to take it up. And he humbly submits his prayer to Bhagwan, I want to be here. Then Swami says, Kasturi, who told you that All India Radio work is not my work? Everything is his work. And in fact, it is Sri Kasturiji, he who coined the beautiful term for All India Radio, which is Akashavani. So, when we start doing all work as his work, what happens is this I have practically experienced. We know that we are doing Swami's work. Others are also doing Swami's work, isn't it? Everything is his work. So there will be a shift in the way we look upon our peers, especially our fellow beings. We learn to look upon them with respect. We are open to their suggestions. We are more receptive to everybody's opinion. We learn to put aside the little differences that we have, especially when we are working in a team. What is team? TEAM. Together everyone achieves maximum. That happens to us. See, when we look upon everyone like this, we learn to put apart, as I said, the little I. What is puttaparthi? Put apart I. That is why we are with Bhagwan in this spiritual journey. So, this sadhana takes us closer to recognizing unity in diversity, the oneness of existence, the highest truth of Vedanta. See, when we look at the Sthita Prajna Lakshana in the Bhagavad Gita, the second chapter, the gist of that is Ekatvam at the level of the vision. See, we all have three instruments to uplift ourselves: body, mind, intellect. At the level of the intellect, at the level of the vision, Ekatvam, the spirit of oneness. At the level of the mind, equanimity, Samatvam. That comes from the third point in the formula, offer all your actions to me. Swami says, Sarva Karma Bhagavad Prityartham. I do everything as Naivedyam, receive every outcome as Prasadam, so I am peaceful. Equanimity comes. Equanimity, Samatvam at the level of the mind and at the level of the body. When we are transacting in the world, it is Asangatvam, the spirit of non-attachment. Because we are doing it to please Swami, as per his teachings, no personal stake, no personal axe to grind, asangatvam. We have given up the attachment to the fruit of action. So, ekatvam, samatvam, asangatvam, which is the gist of Sthita Prajna Lakshana, that comes from the practical teachings of Bhagwan. So, in this spiritual journey with Bhagwan, what has been the USP for me, the ultimate selling proposition? See, once, this incident happened in the 80s. Bhagwan had sent a sewing machine to the senior boys' hostel. The brand of the machine was Sahara. So the boys started speaking. See, there are such famous brands in the market. Merit is there, Singer, Usha. What is this unheard of brand, Sahara? So one boy says, you are a singer, you are singing in the mandir, Sahara do Bhagwan. So Bhagwan has given you the Sahara, you keep quiet. And this boy who narrated this to us, the Sai brother, he says, when he later graduated from Bhagwan's college and went about his ways in the world, when he had to go through various ups and downs in his own life, he says, Bhagwan is the only Sahara sewing machine, these are his words, who could stitch up the bits and torn pieces of the cloth of his life and make it into a presentable cloth. But for Bhagwan, it would not be possible. So our Daiva Priti, our devotion to Bhagwan, love for Bhagwan, how much we hold on to him, how much of his teachings we are able to practice, how much we want to please him in and through whatever we do in our day-to-day life from dawn to dusk. That is the USP, the Sahara. See, dear brothers and sisters, I was someone who did not know Bhagwan at all in my life, as I said already. And Bhagwan came, to my dream and asked, why have you not come to me? Gave clear-cut directions how to join the Sai Samiti in Oman. And from where my spiritual journey began. And he removed me from there and brought me to Prasanthi Nilayam to serve him in his medical mission. And I would say, all this has happened in my life because Bhagwan is Ahetuka Daya Sindhu. Daya Sindhu, ocean of mercy. Ahetuka, even for no reason, he bestows his mercy, compassion upon us. And that is what has happened to me. And what should we do? As the Bhagavad Gita says, this is one of my favorite shlokas from the Bhagavad Gita. Tameva sharanam gacha sarva bhavena bharata tat prasadat param shantim sthanam prapsyasi shashvatam. Take refuge in him alone, in this Sai Sahara alone. How? Sarva bhavena, with all your being, tat prasadat, by his grace. Param Shantim, you not only attain to the supreme peace, it is not just Manas Shanti which comes and goes, it is Atma Shanti, the everlasting peace and happiness that we are looking for all the time. And not only that, Sthanam Prapsyasi Shashvatam, you will reach that eternal abode from where there is no return. I would conclude with these profound words of Mahakavi Kuvempu in Kannada in a poem. Tanuvu ninnadu manavu ninnadu, yenna jeevana ghanavu ninnadu, nanu ninnavanemba hemmeya rinavu matrave nannadu. Swami, this body is yours, this mind is yours, this entire life is yours. Yenna jeevana ghanavu ninnadu. Then what is mine? Probably the humble pride that I am indebted to you forever, that is probably mine. Even that I don't know. Swami, with deepest sense of gratitude, I thank you for this kind blessing of speaking in this august assembly, dwelling upon some of your teachings, Swami. What are these teachings? Eternal teachings, Sanatana, Nitya Nutana, yet evergreen and practical. And I pray to you, Swami, on behalf of all of us, to bless us, to hold on to you, to your lotus feet, and make Manasa Bhajare Gurucharanam the mantra, the mission statement of our life, so that we are ever worthy of your grace. See, dear brothers and sisters, there isn't anything that His grace cannot accomplish, isn't it? Mukang karoti vachalam pangum langhayate girim yatkripatamaham vande Paramananda Sai Madhavam. The grace of Sai Madhava alone can make the mute speak, the lame climb mountains, and give us Paramananda, the supreme bliss. See, poet Sylvia Plath very beautifully summarizes our entire spiritual pilgrimage in a nutshell. The poet writes, when one has seen God, what is the remedy? We have all seen God, isn't it? Even those who have not seen Bhagwan in physical form are touched by His love. See, today when we see the multitudes of crowd, post Mahasamadhi in Prasanthi Nilayam, the Parthi Yatra after Parthi Yatra, lakhs of devotees who haven't even seen Bhagwan, even once coming to Prasanthi Nilayam, they are all touched by His love, isn't it? Which means, Ayam me hasto Bhagavan, Ayam me Bhagavattaraha. This hand of mine that has touched yours is blessed indeed. So, when one has seen God, what is the remedy? The poet writes, the remedy is to be God. So, Guru Charanam, Sai Guru Charanam is the goal and the path as well. Kayena vacha manasendriyairva buddhyatmanava prakrite svabhavat karomi yadyat sakalam parasmai sai narayanayeti samarpayami. Harihi Om Tatsat Shri Saishwararpanamastu. I am grateful to the organizers of this satsang and the dear Sai sisters who so lovingly coordinated every minutest details of our trip to, Brindavan here today. And of course, undoubtedly, the jackpot for all of us, for me and my friends from Parthi today here, is the Trayi Darshan. Darshanam Papanashanam. ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನನ್ನ ಹೃತ್ಪೂರ್ವಕ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ವೆರಿ ಮಚ್. ಜೈ ಸಾಯಿರಾಮ್.
Sri Sairam. I offer my loving pranams at the lotus feet of our beloved Mother Sai. Respected elders, brothers and sisters, it is my privilege to propose the vote of thanks this evening. And what an evening it has been. Starting with the powerful Vedam chanting and beautiful bhajans, we have spent the last couple of hours engrossed in a beautiful satsang that has been much needed food for the soul. On behalf of us fortunate enough to be gathered here today, I would like to extend our heartfelt gratitude to the guest speaker this evening, Dr. Lathashree S. Ma'am, your speech today, which took us down your spiritual journey on the Sai path and your dedication to embodying the ideals and teachings of Bhagwan, was deeply inspiring and insightful. You started with such a lovely message on how we cannot even love Bhagwan without Him loving us first, Him seeking us, which led me to think that how we have the grace of Him upon us today to even be here this evening. You stressed on the importance of cultivating a Guru-Shishya relationship with us. By giving us beautiful examples from the Bhagavad Gita, drawing parallels with what Swami said in his discourses and through your own personal experiences. You told us about how we should consider Swami as Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara. It was all a poignant reminder of how we must, in the true spirit of Samarpan, offer every action to Him, let go of our attachment to the fruit of our actions, and never forget that we must always value our master, but more importantly, we must master his values. His values of acceptance, compassion, equanimity, and seva. Seva which must be done with the right attitude and goes hand in hand with sadhana. Finally, of course, how we must surrender to Him, hold on to Him as our one and only Sahara. We offer our heartfelt thanks to you, ma'am, for taking out the time today to regale us with your beautiful personal experiences and insightful learnings. Surely we all have much to take back with us this evening. I would like to call upon Lama Auntie to felicitate Dr. Lathashree with a small token of our love and appreciation. Thank you so much, Auntie. Thank you, ma'am. Organizing a program like Samarpan is impossible without the support of several dedicated teams who have all had an invisible hand in facilitating today's program. I would like to thank the Sri Sathya Sai Organization, Karnataka, the Brindavan Management Committee, Lama Auntie, the Brindavan Ashram Seva Dals, the Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Medical Sciences Nursing College Principal, Warden and students, the Gokulam Canteen team, and the audio-visual crew. We deeply appreciate the contributions and tireless support of each and every one of you. On behalf of all the organizers, I would like to thank you all, our audience, who with your very presence have made this evening so special and complete, and for helping to make today's session into a beautiful collective offering to our beloved Swami. I have a couple of announcements. The monthly medical camp at Brindavan will be held next on the 2nd of July. The next edition of Samarpan will be held on the 28th of July. Our guest speaker is Mr. Manohar Trikanad. We invite you all to attend what promises to be another enriching and uplifting session. After Aarti this evening, the nursing students and the alumni will have the good fortune of participating in Trai Pradakshina, so I request you to all assemble outside the Trai gates. We request everyone to partake of Mahaprasadam, which will be served at the rear end of the Sai Ramesh Hall before leaving the ashram. I would now like to call upon today's guest, Dr. Lathashree, to perform Aarti. Thank you. Jai Sairam.
Om Jai Jagadish Hare Swami Sathya Sai Pati Maheshwara. Om Jai Jagadish Hare मात पिता गुरु दैव अंतरु नीवे स्वामी मरि अंतरु नीवे नाथ ब्रह्म जगन्नाथ नाथ ब्रह्म जगन्नाथ नागेन्द्र शयना ओम जय जगदीश हरे ओंकार रूप ओजस्वी ओ साई महादेवा सत्य साई महादेवा मंगल आरती अंधुको मंगल आरती अंधुको मंदर गिरिधारी ओम जय जगदीश हरे नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण 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 ओम नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण 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 ओम नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण 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 ओम नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम जय शांति 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 समस्त लोका सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्त लोका सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्त लोका सुखिनो भवन्तु शांति 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 जय बोलो भगवान श्री सत्य साई बाबा जी की जय।
स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्य परिपालयन्ता न्यायेन मार्गेण महिषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यम् समस्तलोका सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोका